Good day, ma'am. This is the presentation of Group 6. Today, uh, we will be discussing about the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program extension with Reform Corporate Law.
Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program extension with reforms or the Carper Law. The Carper Law helped thousands of landless farmers gain ownership of agricultural land, improving their livelihoods and food security. It provided essential support services like credit, training, and infrastructure, enabling beneficiaries to become more productive. By enforcing land distribution, it promoted social justice and reduced inequality among rural communities. The law strengthened women's rights by ensuring equal access to land ownership for female farmers. Despite challenges, Carper contributed to rural development and economic empowerment for marginalized agricultural workers.
Hello everyone, I am Jasmine Villamonte and one of the member of Group 6, and today we are going to discuss about the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program extension with reforms or the Carper Law, also known as the RA 9700. An act is strengthening the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or the CARP, extending the acquisition of all agricultural lands, instituting necessary reforms, amending for the purpose certain provisions of RA 6657, otherwise known as the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988 as amended. Ang batas na ito ay naglalayong palakasin ang Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Program or the CARP sa Pilipinas. Ang CARP po ay isang programa na itinatag upang ipamahagi ang mga lupa sa mga magsasaka at mga manggagawa sa bukirin. Layunin din po na mabawasan ang hindi pagkakapantay-pantay sa pag-aari ng mga lupa at mapabuti ang kabuhayan ng mga tao. May mga binagong provision daw po sa RA 6657 also known as the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of 1988 upang mas maging epektibo po ang mga hakbang na ito. Sa madaling salita po, layunin ng batas na ito na itaguyod ang mas makatarungang pamamahagi ng lupa at suportahan ang mga magsasaka sa kanilang mga pangangailangan.
So, good morning, ma'am. Now, I will discuss po the following features of Carper Law. So, first is the strengthen and improve CARL, the Comprehensive Agrarian Reform Law of RA 6657 has not been superseded by RA 9700. It further strengthen and improve it. So, mas pinalakas po at pinagbuti ng Carper Law ang CARL. So, hindi naman po ito tuluyang pinalitan, pero pinaganda at ginawang mas epektibo. So, number 2 po is the Carper has a 150 billion budget funded from the Agrarian Reform Fund and funding sources. So, nagkaroon ng malaking budget para sa pagbili ng lupa na ipapamahagi sa mga magsasaka. So, number 3 po is 7 new provisions and 26 reform provision. So, maraming nabago at nadagdag po para mas maging epekto or maging mas epektibo po yung Carper. So, isa po sa mga nadagdag ang new section 6A under Carper, exception to retention limit. So, tumutukoy po ito sa mga sitwasyon na kung saan ang lokal na pamahalaan po ay or tulad ng provincial, city at municipal government units ay maaari kumuha ng mga pribadong agricultural lands sa pamamagitan ng expropriation or iba pang paraan. So, next po is restore compulsory acquisition. So, ang CARL po kasi is nahihirapan sa pagkuha ng lupa. So nagkakaproblema. So, sa Carper po, sinolusyonin ito po sa pamamagitan ng pagbabalik ng sapilitang pagkuha ng lupa. So, naging mas mahigpit para po mas masiguradong matupad ang layunin ng reforma. So, next po is extended the land acquisitions and distribution component for 5 years starting July 1, 2009 up to June 30, 2014. So, sa CARPER po, mas pinalawig ang panahon ng pagkuha at pamamahagi ng lupa. So, para po bigyan ng sapat na panahon ang programa para po mas maging epektibong para po mas magkaroon ng epektibong epekto ito. So, and last po, number 6 is strike a balance between and among the landowner interest, farmer interest, and the DAR's interest as follows. So, creation of the Congressional Oversight Committee to oversee, monitor, and evaluate progress of CARP implementation within a 5 years time frame. So, nagkaroon ng COCAR na mag-monitor or magsusuri ng pagpapatupad ng CARP. So, para po mas matiyak na maayos na naiisigawa ang programa. So, yan lang po. Thank you po.
Good day everyone, I am Nicole Sofronio and I am the reporter of this slide. So, the DAR or DAR, in coordination with the Presidential Agrarian Reform Council or the PARC, shall plan the program, the final acquisition and distribution of all remaining unacquired and undistributed agricultural lands. So sabi daw po, yung plan na para sa pangwakas na pagkuha at mamamahagi ng mga natitirang hindi pa nakuha at hindi pa na ipapamahaging mga lupang pang-agrikultura sa Pilipinas. From the effectively of this act until June 30, 2014, lands shall be acquired and distributed as follow. So the plan covers the periods until June 30, 2014 and it's divided into phases. So the phase 1A, all private agri-lands with aggregate land holdings in excess of 50 hectares, which has already been issued notices of coverage or DNOC on or before December 10, 2008. So sabi po, lahat ng pribadong lupang pang-agrikultura na may kabuang sukat ng pagmamay-ari na higit sa 50 hektar ay dapat na nakatanggap ang mga lupang ito ng abiso na galing sa Notice of Coverage or DNOC on or bago ang December 2008. So, the letter B, all idle and abandoned lands. Ito yung lahat ng mga hindi ginagamit at pinabayaang mga lupa. Letter C, all agri-lands which were voluntarily offered to sale but submitted not later than June 30, 2009. Ito naman yung lahat ng mga lupang pang-agrikultura na kusang loob na inaalok o ipinagbibili ng may-ari. All agricultural lands voluntarily offered for sale. Ayan. These offers must have been submitted no later than June 30, 2009. So, the letter D, all rice and corns lands under PD 27. So, sabi daw po, lahat ng lupang taniman ng palay at ng mais na nakapailalim sa PD 27. Ang PD 27 po ay isang batas noong 1972 na mahalagang bahagi ng programang reforma sa lupa ng gobyerno. Nilalayo nito na ilipat ang pagmamay-ari ng mga lupang taniman ng palay at mais mula sa may-ari ng lupa patungo sa mga magsasakang nangungupahan na nagbubungkal sa mga lupaing iyon.
So now, I will be discuss phase 2 and phase 3. So, the phase 2 is a lands about 24 or 50 hectares which have been issued notice of coverage o NOCS on or before December 10, 2008 to be completed by June 30, 2012. So, para sa mga lupang sakahan na higit sa 24 hectares pero hindi lalampas ng 20 hectares ay may notice of coverage o NOC na i-issue on or before December 10, 2008 na dapat dapat tapos na ang processing at distribution nito by June 30, 2012. So, dito naman po sa B is all remaining private agricultural lands or lots with aggregate area in excess of 24 hectares to be implemented and completed from July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2030. So, dito naman po, ito yung mga natitirang private agricultural lands ng mga landowners na may sobra sa 24 hectares pero walang NOC. Before December 2008 or na late na ma-issuehan pero dapat ay masimulan at matapos ang distribution mula July 1, 2012 hanggang June 30, 2013. Kumbaga, ito yung mga na-late na process pero sobra pa rin sa 24 hectares and total area ng lupa nila. So, dito naman po proceed tayo sa phase 3. So, lands of landowners with aggregate land holding in excess of 10 hectares up to 24 hectares on July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2013. So, para naman po sa mga landowners na may total land holding na higit sa 10 hectares hanggang 24 hectares, dapat masakop at matapos ang distribution from July 1, 2012 to June 30, 2013. So, kahit mas maliit ito kaysa sa phase 2, covered pa rin siya under the CARP kung sobra pa sa 10 hectares. So, dito naman po tayo sa land of landowners in excess of retentions limit up to 10 hectares to July 1 to 2013 to June 30 to 2014. So, at finally po, ito yung mga lupa na sobra sa retention limit, usually sa 5 hectares hanggang 10 hectares. So, dapat po matapos ang distribution from July 1, 2013 to June 30, 2014. So, ito yung final batch ng lupaing dapat maibahagi kahit maliit, basta sobra sa allowed retention and covered rin. Thank you.